Hi guys. Is it weird that I'm always kneeling in these videos? So this week has been really slow and it's only Wednesday and I keep thinking that it's Saturday. Mostly because it's a snow day, but also on Monday I kept thinking it was Tuesday, and on Tuesday I kept thinking it was Thursday. And so this is a really slow and slightly depressing week. So last night I did my presentation on John Green. It went so well. It was supposed to be a 5-minute presentation and mine was like 20 minutes. But I think most of the class I had warned because before class we all hang out in the student lounge because there are like 4 hours between the end of the high school student. Wow. There are like 4 hours between the end of the high school day and the beginning of my class. So, well, not 4, but whatever, like 3.5 hours. So we all hang out, and I was like talking to everybody about how excited I was about my presentation because I love John Green so much. So it went really well, and I played the I Am Not a Pornographer video where he talks about the banning of Looking for Alaska, and everybody cracked up, and it was really super awesome. And I got to tell them about Nerd Fighters because we had to talk about like all his books and the awards he's won, and I put a picture of him with a Poe bust. It was really funny. There's one where he's like, and he is holding a Poe bust right there. But anyway, it was funny. I thought it was funny. So I did that, and we had to do what makes his books appealing. So I got to talk about like the things about the books that are appealing and how the fact that he is himself makes his books appealing, because I was saying how a lot of people find him on YouTube or they learn about the Project for Awesome and start following him or whatever, and then they learn that he's a writer, and then they start reading his books. So I got to talk about the Project for Awesome, and I got to tell everyone what my project was based on, and I got to talk about Nerd Fighters, and everybody laughed when I was talking about Decreasing Worlds Suck, so that was exciting. And I think I made a couple Nerd Fighters yesterday, and that's really awesome. And one girl, I don't know if she's read, no, she's read, I think, An Abundance of Catherines, and like after my presentation, because I had all my books, I brought them in and I like lined them up, and I was like, this is this book, blah blah blah, and she was like, I really want to read all the John Green books now. And so that was nice, and I learned that Gary Paulson is the exact opposite of John Green, because apparently he thinks that technology is ruining the world, and the guy who did a presentation on him was really funny. He kept talking about like, oh, he's the opposite of John Green, I guess. And it's funny because everybody kept mentioning John Green, which was super awesome because it means my project was super memorable. But he had all these quotes from Gary Paulson about like different things, and one of them was technology, and I don't remember off the top of my head what any of the quotes are, but they're basically like technology is going to ruin us, but they were like really funny the way he said them. But yeah, so he's the opposite of John Green, so that's good to know. Yeah, take a breather. Okay, theme. Yay, Miyazaki! Okay, I think by default my favorite Miyazaki movie has to be Totoro, because I started watching it when I was like 4 or 5, and like I always tell Lainey the hobo, when I was little, I lived in Centerbrook, which is a part of the town of Essex. It's a little village, and Iverton is also a village that is part of the town of Essex, and not when I was 4 or 5, but like as I was growing up, like in elementary school, like 5th or 6th grade, I would ride my bike down to the Iverton Library because they had Totoro, and I would rent it like every single weekend. But when I was like 4 or 5, I went with my parents, and I remember just seeing it, and I was like, oh, it's a cartoon, so I made my parents get it, and that was the first time I ever saw it. So I grew up watching it, and I used to own it when I was really little, but for some reason, when I moved to New York, we must have gotten rid of it, and then in high school, I found it again. It was like really hard to find, actually, but my second favorite would have to be Spirited Away, just because I love that movie so much. And I don't watch it in Japanese because I like English more because I can understand it. Lainey, I'll see you Friday. Hobo, I'll see you Monday.